Greetings, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you for stopping by. Click like, comment. Let's get into this next to the last episode. Also subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on future content. Now, right now, I am going to dive into how I view these couples, what I think about the dynamics of what's going on with them. Not too much of a recap, but we're going to get in here and really let's just talk about how we feel about these couples. Now, when Dr. Nicole last ended, she's basically highlighting what everyone is going to do. It's their last date, asking Otis, how does he feel about Charlana going back out with Chris? He basically went on to say everything that she shared with him. Now, she's so upset that Otis doesn't tell too much about his dates, but she goes and regurgitates everything that goes on. Every little thing he said about his threesome, all this stuff, she told to Otis. Why? I have no idea. I think that this couple has a lot to work on. Everyone deserves to get married and be in love, but they are petty as all get out, and I don't see it happening right now, or at least it shouldn't. Well, anyway, the girls are sent out to look for wedding dresses. They're like, cheers. I'm not moved and inspired by the growth of any of these couples this season. I think there are some things that they learned, but it may not be necessarily for them to put a ring on it. Char even said she looked absolutely gorgeous, Charlana. She said she wore many dresses, but she's never worn a wedding dress. I know that this is her fairy princess dream, like every other little girl. Basically wants to be married, but she knows they're having a lot of arguments and trouble, so she doesn't know if they're absolutely ready. I don't think so. Now, here is Shay. She looks beautiful. Yeah, the tatas are oozing out. I'm not too crazy about all that foo-foo, fluffy stuff at the bottom, but she's a beautiful sister. All of these women are gorgeous. I really wish for them the best, but they have to deal with the problems and toxicity in their relationship before they can do something as serious as marriage. And Shay knows that she loves Alfonso, but I'm glad that she sees, there's a lot of things he has to get together when it comes to his family, and really putting her first when it comes to their relationship. Now, here is Shorty, the other half of the most toxic couple this season. I don't know what even made Shorty come on this show, and I'll leave them for the end when they basically, when our boy Kenneth basically spazzed out. This is something that I do not think there's an ounce of wanting to marry this man. I think she wanted him to just look bad on TV, and really just, I have no idea, waste his time, because I don't see it. Now, here go Fonzo and Shay. They're on their date. They want their last date to be together. Shay is smiling, glowing as always. I think they're such a beautiful couple. I think she's a gorgeous sister. And she, is very happy about the growth that they've had in the past few weeks. And Fonzo's starting to see the error of his ways. I'm a little hopeful for this couple if they continue the process. She got a little, sensitive, a little misty-eyed, because she never heard him say some of the things that he said, but he, wanted her to know that he loved her. He gave her flowers because she means a lot to him, and he knows what he has to do in, dealing with his mom and his baby mom, and I hope he sticks to that. Now, here is old petty Otis out here with Sheree, totally wasting her time. Why I don't see it working as far as marriage between him and Charlana, because they have a lot of childish ways, and they need to grow up on how to communicate, how to handle each other. Stop going tit for tat. Why get this woman hopeful, drag her out because you pissed off that Charlana is going to see Chris one last time? She feels she has loose ends to tie up, so be it. But Sheree saw how he basically spoke to her, didn't look at her during the date, was playing Connect Four, jumped up to get something to eat, basically didn't let her choose her own food, told him he was going to get her own food, and then towards the end of the date tells her that, after being on dates with her, he realizes why he need to stay with his girl, Charlana. I mean, basically a smack in the face and a total waste of her time. Now, speaking of his girl, Charlana, she's going out there, as far as I'm concerned, wasting her time and Chris's time with this last words, this closure that really she basically had on the last date that they went out. She wanted to see this man because she likes him. She's attracted to him. He intrigues her. But the time spent with Otis and the years that they've had, I'm sure she values that. She loves Otis. I really believe that Chris basically sparked something in her. And saying, talking about Chris and the things that he said was just to aggravate Otis, to piss him off and let him see that there's somebody else interested besides him. That's all this was. Her little last hurrah, her little last look at this man, and just to tell him, I'm sorry, I'm staying with Otis. Okay, you could have told him that on the phone. Now, here is Fonzo speaking to his child's mother. Now, there's word out there on social media, post that said she's good, that, she's seen the show and, she has no hard feelings against Shay. She's moved on with her life. But from this scene, it doesn't look like that's the case. She still seems bitter, but with good cause the way Fonzo handled her. He didn't give her any closure. He probably left it as if that they still have hope in their relationship, that Shay was just some fling because, she doesn't go to family events with them. The baby mother does. So he showed that there's no value or significance in his relationship with Shay. Now he's putting this out there and she feels, okay, now you're giving me the closure when it's still raw, the wound for her, because she still was hopeful. And she said, you going through this therapy and healing, but I still have something to work on. So that dynamic needs time. It needs atonement. I hope she's sincere and, she knows he's a good father, but giving them that time, he has to give her time to really now focus and understand that, this relationship is serious. Now, here we go with Shorty and Kenneth. They're going on a yoga date. She already said she doesn't know why Dr. Nicole did a date that would include touching, because she doesn't even want this man to touch her. And this is why I said, why did she bring him on the show? Because she knew she was done with Kenneth before she came on here. These are people who want to get married, but basically want to, deal with certain particular issues as they go through this process and see, if that can be rectified or if they should move on. She already wanted to move on a few times, but she keeps getting pulled back. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if she does feel some kind of way that she's getting older and he's younger. It's going to be harder to get someone in the future. She's a pretty girl. That shouldn't even be the case with her. I think that Kenneth was one who, was young. He was exciting when they got together. He told her all this stuff to impress her. Later on, she found out that it wasn't true. Because after they left from yoga, which didn't work out at all, they came back home and all you basically see here is pain. This man was getting drunk. This man is someone who feels defeated. I mean, he's at the end of the processes and realizes that this woman doesn't want me. And why am I wasting my time? He even went as far to tell her that she wasn't his type to begin with. I think he's doing that to hurt her because she's hurt him. I'm not going to blame Kenneth in this whole process for being the bad guy at all. I think Shorty has a lot to do with this. I think she, used Kenneth or enjoyed Kenneth for what he was able to give her at a certain time. And then she started to outgrow him and realize he wasn't at the status or position that she thought he was in. But guess what? He must have offered something to you, because you said by the time you found out the truth, you had fell in love with him. Well, how long did that take, Shorty? 4 months? 5 months? What due diligence did you do to find out what was going on with this man? Because all of this silly stuff he was doing, calling her names, drinking, doing flips and all this, it was, just to piss her off. It was just out of pain and hurt and, embarrassment, because basically that's what she did. She made him look like he wasn't worth anything. He was a low life. I don't know what woman would meet him, would want him unless he's on a lower level. How he just fooled her and lied to her. Well, you have to look at yourself, Shorty, in selecting this man. If he wasn't good enough for you, don't say he's not a good man. Just say that you two are in two different positions at this time. Don't downgrade him and make like he's absolutely nobody. Sometimes men don't know the direction until they get a good woman that will help him find that direction. But being that she's done with him, she's throwing him out. I don't think this is the first time. They've been to this door before. I think he, thinks that this is just a process she's going through, and she's gonna, come back, and they're gonna make up, and it's gonna go back to how it was. But they really either have to go through some serious counseling, and I really don't even think they should bother with that. I think that they need to part ways because this situation is just too toxic. She put him out. He kissed her goodbye. A lot of bad blood between them two. There's no other word to say except toxic. And I really hope that they move on and part on good terms. Well, until next episode, let's see how it turns out. Please type in the comment what you think about these couples. Give me your feedback. Until next week, peace.